G'day, welcome back to the channel. A bit of an update on the situation in America with the covered list and all the stuff that's effectively being banned, because you know what happens when idiots make rules and regulations? They usually have to go back and fix them because they don't do a good job the first time, and that seems to be what's happened with the covered list, unfortunately. And as I pointed out, you know, if this was all about national security, blocking the import of all these drones and drone parts, then why did they block all countries? And why can't you import stuff from their assumedly trusted allies? And I guess points like that finally hit home, and they realise how stupid they look, because now they've made some changes. They've backtracked a little bit on some of the things that they've planned to ban, and well, they are banning because it's effective as of now. One thing is that they are allowing some imports from allied countries. A parrot, which is, I think it's on the blue list. A certain number of blue list drones can be imported, and they've also backtracked because they're probably finally only now realising the dramatic impact this would have on the hobby. So now they're saying that you can import some parts from China and other countries, so long as they are going into domestically manufactured products, and so long as the domestic content is, I think, 60% at least of the final value. Which, if you're buying binding flies, or even kits, I suppose, then that's fine, because the importer, the manufacturer in the USA can simply add extra value to that, and they can still get basic things like motors and frames and flight controllers and ESCs and batteries. So yeah, but as for individual spare parts, that doesn't seem to help that at all, because they'll still be covered by the list. Now, they've also had a look at the whole thing of dual purpose. Initially, dual purpose was going to be if you imported something that could be used in a drone, then it might be covered. Now they're kind of backing away from that to quite a degree, and saying that, well, maybe truck batteries and boat batteries, things that are going to be primarily used in trucks and boats, they'll be okay. Ultimately, the test will be exactly how they implement this. We don't know how they're going to implement it, whether they're going to be tough or lenient or whatever. And the trouble is, with a lot of Trump's tariffs and so forth, they change on a day-to-day basis almost. So this could all be gone by the middle of next week. We don't know. It's extremely confusing and probably worrying for a lot of shops, a lot of individuals. I can't tell you what's going to happen because nobody knows. Probably not even Trump himself knows what's going to happen from one day to the next. But regardless, it's all not good for the hobby. Now, the AMA actually put out a video response. They did a video on their channel. I'll put a link in the description if I remember. And they say this is bad for the hobby. And they say we, the fixed wing line of sight community, should have been given a carve out for this, because we are the least risk to national security. Because when someone's flying a Spitfire or a Mustang line of sight, then the pilot's only a few hundred feet away at max from the plane. And yeah, there's some valid points there, but why are they doing it now? Why didn't they do this way back when Section 336 was about to be revoked? Why didn't they come in then and say, we want a carve out? But they didn't. Rich Hansen slept through the whole damn thing. Oh no. Anyway, so that's just the update. There's the FCC published another notice, public notice. You can go and have a look at that if you want. And it just clarifies some things, but makes other things even more muddy. I don't know where we go to in America. I had a lot of emails over the holiday break between Christmas and New Year from people primarily in the USA saying, oh, thinking of hanging up my planes, hanging up my drones. It's too hard, it's too expensive. We're not sure if we can get parts. Regulations are getting worse, and I can understand that. Sometimes I, just for a moment, think that myself. But then again, I think if you don't stand up to these people, then they just get away with everything. We can't afford that. Can't afford to have them getting away with it all. So I'm out here today walking, it's 30 something degrees. It's going to get a lot hotter apparently. The weather forecaster said, stay inside, stay out of the sun. But for those who don't know, I come from Australia. This is New Zealand. A hot day here in New Zealand is like an average day in Australia. So I'm used to this. I'm out and about. I'll be walking most of the day. It's a bit windy to go flying. I've been doing some building stuff for those who want to know what's going on. Doing a bit of building, knocking some stuff up, so I'll have some interesting new planes to fly. And I know everyone's been ragging on me. Where's the ADS-B alarm? Well, I'll tell you. Dramatic change in that project, which I think you'll be keen to see. And I'll be doing another video before the end of the week on that. So hopefully all your hopes and wishes will be fulfilled. So get your Raspberry Pi 5s or 4 or 5 or whatever. I'm just going to actually try it on a Raspberry Pi 3, maybe, or not a 3, maybe the Raspberry Pi 0W. Try that out, see if that works, because I've got a few tweaks in mind. Anyway, I've been working pretty hard on that, mainly when I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to tie up the loose ends. And so, as I've said many times before, hold on, it's coming. Yeah, and the problem I've got now, I wanted to fly some aircraft with fixed wing, undercarriage wing, do touch and goes, takeoffs and things. Haven't done those for a long time. But if you look around me here, see the grass, it's all pretty bloody long here where I've been flying in the park. So yeah, that's not going to be a starter. Now, the airfield, I'm just waiting on my insurance before I go back out the airfield. I want to make sure I've got plenty of insurance cover for obvious reasons. The council requires that anyone flying there has $10 million in public liability. Why 10 million? I mean, what the hell? There's a handful of hangars with some crusty old airplanes in them, and there's nothing. The combined value of everything at that airfield is probably measured in 6 figures. So why $10 million insurance? I don't know, no idea. But that's what they say, and I have to make sure I've got all my I's dotted and my T's crossed if I'm going back there, because they're gonna shout blue murder. They'll be screaming, jumping up and down, trying to find ways to kick me off. They may succeed, I don't know, but give it a go. And yeah, just look out here, a sea of yellow flowers, because it's halfway, it's shin high grass here. I'd really like to come and fly some wheelie planes here, planes with wheels, but not today. And it's too windy for my DLG, and I've got to update the firmware in that CADX FPV system, the Ascent, because I've got a new version out and I haven't updated to that yet. I want to see what that's like. I'll let you know on RC Model Reviews. And yeah, apart from that, if you're freezing in the cold up north, you have my sympathies. I'm terribly sorry, but it's a lovely day. It must be 32 now by the feel of it. Probably going to go a few degrees higher. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate all your views and your comments. Go to the commenty bit. And I will see you in the next video, which won't be far away.